Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Chase Holland. I've got a YouTube channel called Chase Holland Racing. We're here at Farmer City Raceway. We're gonna run tonight with the Mars series and hopefully the rest of the weekend, just depending on how our night goes. But in this video, I would like to talk to you about Willy's Super Bowl system and what it can do for you and your race team. So here we go. All right, so in front of us sits a conventional style carburetor, and to my right is Willy's Super Bowl system right here, which I've ran 2 nights in Indiana and in Illinois, and was very, very pleased with this system. I've always been on the conventional style carburetor, which Mr. Larry Martin with Larry Martin Carburetors has built for me, really, I think for 3 seasons now, and I've been very pleased with my Larry Martin system. But however, whenever we went to Mr. Willy's to dyno my car and everything, do all the tuning and everything, Mr. Willy talked about this Super Bowl system and explained everything to us, and we weren't quite ready to get the system and mess with it. But with our season kind of winding down and we had some off period time, we wanted to test his system out, and I'm a firm believer in this system, and I'm going to tell you more about why I'm a firm believer in this system. So this Super Bowl system, as opposed to your conventional style carburetor, does not have a float, needle, and seat, and does not require a fuel pressure regulator, which you guys will see as we install this stuff. I'm going to walk you through the steps of how we installed ours and how successful it was. But it does not have any of that stuff, which is more fail-proof, I would say. And then this system is almost immune to G-forces. Where a conventional style carburetor, when you go off into the corner, you know, you lean over to the right, the car is on the right front. It almost runs the left side of the carburetor lane because all the fuel mixture goes to the right side. So with Willy's system, this deal keeps the fuel even across both sides of the carburetor, which means each side is getting adequate fuel, which in turn allows proper fuel and air mixture going into your carburetor, which will prolong the life of your carburetor. Your engine and everything else is much more healthy and way more responsive. That's one thing that I can say about Willy's Super Bowl system opposed to any conventional style carburetor. I was very, very, very impressed with how responsive his system was compared to a conventional style carburetor. I could wiggle, the way he described it to me was you can wiggle your big toe and this thing is responsive. And I can honestly say the same. I was very impressed with just how responsive and how crisp it was on the racetrack. So that's one thing to keep in mind. So the other thing is this carburetor has check valves everywhere. So whenever you jack the back side of the car up or you're traveling to and from the racetrack, you do not have to worry about fuel going down into your engine and washing down your rings and doing some crazy stuff that shouldn't happen. There's check valves everywhere. There's actually another little deal that he's got on here that only allows fuel in past 3 pounds of pressure. Willy talks more about that in his interview with Crate Insider, which I will give you a link to that video here, and you can watch Willy describe this system to them and explain how it works, and he actually shows that the bowls are actually see-through, so you can see what's going on, and you can see just how much more effective the Super Bowl system is opposed to your conventional style carburetor. So from there, this system can be installed on almost any carburetor for any racing application. So the way that works is, and I am fixing to get a Larry's main body built, and from there we will install our Willy Super Bowl system to that carburetor. As of right now, this is my Willy's carburetor that is tuned to my Mullins 415 open motor. My Larry Martin carburetor is actually getting refreshing right now, and once that's done, I will be sending that carb to Mr. Willy for him to install this system on it. So, anyways, from there, I think we should talk about is this system right for you? Conventional style versus your Super Bowl style. So the biggest thing for me is like when I looked into the system, I talked to a bunch of people. People talk, people ask questions, people want to know. A lot of people said they hated the system, they would never try the system, they were scared of the system, but there always seemed to be a common factor of I did not talk to Willy about the system, I did not get tech support on the system, I installed myself, or B, I bought it used and installed it used. So if that is the case for you, you did not get the right experience for this system. The other thing is maintenance is key with these things. Like even a conventional style carburetor, you need to be oiling and stuff all over it and making sure everything's clean and as pristine as possible for the best performance of your carburetor. And that's conventional or Willy Super Bowl system. But granted, you want the best results. That's the way to achieve that. So from there, the next thing is when you buy this Super Bowl system, Willy actually recommends that you send your carburetor in, and this will be free of charge. You send your carburetor in when you purchase the system. Willy and his team will install the entire system, and then Willy actually has an engine that he dynos each and every single one of his carburetors with, which he did with mine. So he'll dyno it, make sure it's giving the right numbers, giving the right torque numbers, and everything like that, and make sure there's no hesitation or anything. And the other important thing is he ensures that there are no leaks going on throughout the system. So from there, when you get your carburetor from Willy's Carb and Dyno, your carburetor is practically bolt-on. The cost of this system, I know that's kind of the elephant in the room because it seems to be with the rising cost of dirt racing that everything's super expensive, and to have top-tier products like this, the actual Super Bowl system itself is starting at $995. And from there, Willy actually discussed with me, and if you call up to the shop and you let them know that you saw this video and you want to get on their system, he will be giving 5% off your entire purchase of your Super Bowl system. So that right there is a little incentive to try out the product at a cheaper rate, and let them know that we sent you. Let them know that you saw this video. All right, so after talking about all of those elements, let's say you want to install your Super Bowl system and you have received your system from Willy's. The first thing you're going to want to do is remove your traditional standard cap, which is just a basic fuel cell cap, and we're going to replace it with Mr. Willy's vented cap. So this prevents us from having to take the top of our fuel cell apart and add another vent potentially or anything like that. This is built into this deal. Super nice, super beneficial so that you're not tearing your stuff apart, and it's got if you were to roll your car over, it's not going to leak fuel. So another key thing that we mentioned as we were talking about Willy's system is you will be able to remove your fuel log as well as your regulator and eliminate your gauge running in there with the fuel pressure gauge, because we don't really need to be regulating and checking our fuel pressure as this system is very high pressure. But anyway, so we can eliminate this, and from there, this is what it should look like installed. We've got our Willy Super Bowl system sitting right here. I ran this for 2 nights and was very pleased with it. But I'll take the camera and I'll show you. We have our Willy's high flow fuel filter right there. Our number 6 line coming from our fuel pump over to our carburetor, and that's what your system should look like. And if you send your carburetor to Willy and allow him to do everything and make sure everything's healthy, it's very much so a plug-and-play system, and you'll be very pleased with it. So again, we want to thank Mr. Willy and his staff for allowing us to take a look at this product. All right, so all in all, I hope that the key things that you've learned from this is that Willy Super Bowl system eliminates a lot of possible headaches as well as achieves the most response out of your carburetor and your system. The other thing is, I hope that you know that you can call up there at any time and get any kind of technical support on either your conventional Willy style carburetor or your Super Bowl system. And from there, the other thing is you will receive 5% off your purchase of the Super Bowl system when you tell them that we sent you. So, anyways, like I said, lots of valuable information throughout this. Super thankful for everything that Willy's done for our team and for helping me in my program. I mean, this system has done a lot for me in just 2 short races. It's helped me a ton. So hopefully it can help you as well. And like I said, the last thing that I need everyone to know is this Super Bowl system can go with virtually any carburetor for your racing application. You don't have to have a Willy's carburetor to run Willy's Super Bowl system. You can run a Larry Martin carburetor. You can run a Stealth. You can run anything. There's tons of other top manufacturing carb companies that are running Willy Super Bowl system on their carburetors. So, and you can too. So, anyways, thank you again to Willy's Carb and Dyno, and we hope you can purchase one of these things.